you've been through a lot of pain and difficulty. And I feel for you. But Eric, you've made some phone calls, and I know you talked to my to Dan Newmeister.
Yes.
I talk to Mr. Newmeister almost every day.
Yes.
Our offices are right near each other.
Yes.
And Dan's your boss, right, Mr.
Yeah.
Newmaster? Okay,
And I know that you called on Tuesday,
Yes.
just earlier this week.
Yes.
And I thought at this point, since I was here, it just may be really helpful to have a face-to-face conversation.
Okay.
And then kind of get out of some of the phone calls.
Yes.
Because I think sometimes, I know for me, when I talk on the phone, things break up, or I don't always say things perfectly
Right.
on the phone like I wish I did, and so I just thought it'd be best if we could talk about what's going on and what the concerns are that we have now. That's
Well, I
really-
addressed my concerns with Deborah Holland in a complaint form. And
Yeah, I know that too. Yeah.
so I get my response back, and this is for my own medical treatment, saying that we found no harm done. Well, denying someone who requires medication and then denying them their meds and not seeing me, not showing adamacy about giving me my medication for my health conditions for over 4 months. And then when I bring it up to the doctor, I'm like, am I going to, because I have acid reflux. I don't know if you know what it's like to wake up choking on acid in your throat where you can't breathe. But I went through that 3 or 4 months duration because of Esther being negligent. My last appointment with her is when I did file the complaint. I was asking her why my rights as a patient weren't being, showing medical warrant. She says, I don't have to deal with this. She stood up and stormed out of my appointment. This is 4 months after her neglecting me, my medication. Being a disabled man and understanding this is a privately owned facility, even federal law state what she did here is actually a felony act against a disabled person. And then to cover herself, she used my disabilities as her means to defame me. It's called libel defamation. She did it in a discriminatory fashion, and then I guess that animosity she had because I had reported her projected onto my wife, because my wife was pregnant from December on. We were referred to another family practice like we see here, not an OBGYN, which we were under the impression we were going. Esther, in no time as my wife's provider here in Huna, did ever once see her about it for the whole duration she was pregnant. So my question is, because she's sitting here leaking privacy information out about me to people around town, and it's coming back to me, and the only people that would know that are people that are employed in my search. And I have witnesses that would stand up in the court of law and say she violated privacy medical laws. I've also got the governor of Alaska as well as the DA of Juneau very adamant about saying these are criminal instances of what Esther has committed against me for what, as a disabled man.
We're not just concerned about it being towards us, we're concerned about it being
And
towards
my
other people.
concern is for your corporation, if you're going to have something this unruly and this neglectful to their patients, how can you even have a flourishing business that y'all are trying to, provide health care for people in Southeast Alaska when you have unruly people as such? Because what she did to me, 4 months, and you count several felonies on each day of those times, and you can add up how many federal crimes she violated against me alone. And she's still employed. I don't really understand that. Because anywhere else in this country, she would have been fired on the spot.
I was the one who noticed it. I just brought it up to his attention. I was like, hon, there's nothing she's been doing for you in a few months that she's been your doctor. She's not once called us up and said, hey, I need to get you a blood test done.
And then for medical referrals, well, you need to find where you want to go. That's not their job. It's your primary care physician's job to search out for people within your medical, because they have more resources than just your average person would. So instead of her doing my referrals, I did my referrals. You know, I found the places. That's not my job. You know, and it's her job to refer us to the right places.
You may have some difference of opinion about what her job is supposed to be.
Well, the difference is, there's no difference of opinion of her slandering my disabilities for her own personal gain to make herself look better. That's actually a violation of my rights. It's a federal felony. How she neglected me medical treatment is multiple federal felonies. And then to allow me to suffer emotionally and mentally for what I'm disabled for and then use it against me, that's even worse. I mean, I could file charges and have her escort out this building in front of everybody in handcuffs if y'all don't want to do your job and remand her the way she needs to be. I'm not being mean. I'm stating that this is what the law would state, what the acts have done against me, what the evidence I have to show. That she shouldn't be working here. Her license is up for review if you really want to know. And she might not have her license once I get done with her. Because I get that she's trying to do something, but if she's only caring about certain patients and not all of them, she's not in the right profession. You can't treat some patients accordingly one way and the other ones the exact opposite, because that's not fairness. I believe in your motto is every patient will be treated fairly and with respect. I haven't, not by her. Tony, on the other hand, has been very adamant and a very good person. When she saw that Esther did nothing about my meds for my health condition, she was kind of shocked, you know.
And then we have a third person that's not been helped by Esther and has been helped by Tony.
Tony helped me within the first few visits. Esther didn't do nothing in 4 or 5 months. So I had to go with my seasonal allergies, which I used to get shots for as a child, because they get that bad. My acid reflux, my hiatal hernia, my gastritis, not to mention my back and knee problems that I have nerve damage, you know, but I don't bring this up to a lot of people, but I deal with it, you know, and when I'm asking to be treated by someone or get to the right people and they're not adamant about helping me, then that's where I have a problem. Because this violates even church's policies to be in business or allow this person to work here.
Well, it sounds like
And every day she stays here is a violation of my rights under federal law, and I'm going to document it every day I see her vehicle here, and every day that she's still here, that is federal crimes being committed against me, because that's putting me in emotional distress because of what she's put me through and what she's put me and my family through. And that's not unreasonable, and that's not wrong to say that, because that's relevant in the law standpoint.
well, it certainly seems best that, you know, that you're following up with Tony now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no problem coming here, but when you have an unruly person that's going to cripple your business in the long run because of their negligent acts, I wouldn't want that in my business either. My granddad taught me about business, and I'm not talking petty stuff. I'm talking multi-million-dollar oil field companies and supply companies doing oil field related. That's what I grew up around, what I know. I know business. That's all my family knows is business. And when you have someone like this go against your own policies and I bring it up, oh, there's nothing we're going to do, well, then I question the business as a whole and question their morals. Because if you have this in your policies, but you're not going to do nothing when I reported it originally, how she was doing me, and I have that letter, that's a letter of evidence now, saying that we're not going to do nothing, she's done nothing wrong.
Well, now the nurses board has decided she has.
I mean, I have all my evidence to crucify someone right now.
Well,
And that's,
I'm not really sure that's a great thing to do, but what I think at this point,
well, was it a great thing to do for her?
with Tony, and Tony's going to be your provider. I will tell you that I have no intention of moving Esther.
Well, then I will be suing your company for violation of my rights and filing charges. And by you allowing her to stay here, now you're obstructing justice and you're now impeding on my rights as a disabled man. I wish you would read the disability laws and what you're impeding on. So by that decision, you're aiding in it. No, you just admitted to aiding and abetting. So you just admitted to aiding and abetting these federal crimes.
So
And this is about to
Find a
go.
good provider with,
And if you
Tony.
can't resolve that, sir, this is gonna go public to every news media showing how a company keeps a woman on after she negligently sends a woman somewhere where she lost her child and didn't see her the whole time, and the result of her losing her child. Would you like to see it airways? Because I can make search like that. I'm not saying that threatening, I'm saying that because I have that to show. And you wanna keep her on, every day you do is a felony charge or more against me, against your company.
We did contact the nurses board, so
Yeah.
we're in contact with them.
I mean, that's your right to do all those things.
And I'm gonna let the United States Senator I've been speaking to know that you're aiding and abetting federal felonies while receiving federal funding to be in business. So that's called fraud almost, if you don't act accordingly to your policies.
Well,
Then that's showing negligence within your company.
We refer all of our non-beneficiary patients to Valley Medical.
And it's not licensed OBGYN, sir, so
I
you're,
know that.
it doesn't matter, that's not our problem. That wasn't our problem,
Well,
that's
we
our
do that.
problem.
That's our practice, and we do that in all of our communities that aren't in SICA. And
Well,
that probably 95% of all the mothers that deliver see a family practice with OB privileges, and that's how babies are handled here in the Southeast. We have limited care. I mean, there aren't as many, down in lower 48, there's a lot more.
well, I get that, but knowing that an OBGYN was necessary and nothing being done,
But that's just not part of our routine.
so your routine is to neglect someone on the right specialty they need to be treated by? And that's what you just said, sir. I'm not a dumb man, I was a 4.0 GPA student in college, Phi Theta Kappa member. I might be disabled, but I'm not an idiot, and this is how you're trying to dumb
We
me down.
understand that it's your
Yeah.
only way of getting things done.
Well, your intention to neglect and violate federal laws from what's already been violated
Should have
against
been made
me.
aware to us that that
Yeah.
was a clinic that has OB benefits, not, because we were told by the ER staff,
That they're not licensed OBGYN.
they
practice.
work there at that OBG clinic,
No,
that family physician, they work there. Those ER doctors work at that clinic.
and none of them are licensed.
And they admitted.
But they're not
none of
OBGYN.
those people are OBGYN practice.
I've got stuff showing the search is wrong
They
here.
should have been sent to an OBG, not a family practice.
And what you just gave me a minute ago saying you're not gonna do nothing about my problem, and I was neglecting medical treatment, not receiving my meds for 4 or 5 months. Well, see, that's where I will have to fall on you personally as well, because you're now aiding and abetting these acts. I don't need your card, sir. I don't need your card. I'll have the Justice Department give you a call if you'd like. I can get my contact at the U.S. Justice Department and call and tell them that you're receiving federal funds, your employee committed federal felony crimes, and you're gonna let her stay on board. And that right there is, do you wanna lose your career too, Ms. Marshall? Because it's another situation where no matter how you cut the mustard, your doctor was negligent to me, and she's not even an MD. My question is, to be federally funded and licensed to be in a medical facility, you have to have a licensed MD on staff. So, if you want to argue laws and business and all that, well, I mean, I got you admitting to telling me that you're not
It
going to do
may
nothing.
seem like he is trying to start an argument with you, I'm just
Well, I
telling
just
you,
got
it's
the
his
man admitting,
anxiety.
saying he's not gonna do nothing about an
He gets
unruly
up to this
person
level, his
who was,
anxiety
treating people
overflows.
negligently and violating their oath to practice medicine. So you're gonna let somebody that violated their medicine, their oath, the Hippocratic oath, you're gonna let them stay employed after they violated it? Is that what you told me? That's what you told me.
We have to
So
contact the nurses
do you
board.
have a different outcome or not?
Because that's the only way
I'm
she's
still
gonna
not
get
happy
her
with my
license revoked.
resolve. Either the right thing is done or,
Come to an agreement, but
So you're not going to agree that she violated her Hippocratic oath and negligently treated a disabled man and negligently treated a pregnant woman? So you're saying, no, she did. I have records to show otherwise. So you're going to honor her negligence? I'm saying you're going to honor her negligence? She violated her right to practice medicine in this state anyway. And you're saying you're going to keep her on? I'm glad I'm recording this because, you know, I'm going to make a field day out of this company. Ask Verizon, ask Sprint, they're multi-billion-dollar companies. I took them on and I won without no attorneys. That's my knowledge of law. So if you want to sit here and argue with me about how you're going to allow something when the law says you cannot, I could strip your federal funds for just that comment right there. I don't care how high of people you'll have or how many people you grease. I know people too, and just the highest places. It doesn't matter. You know, something needs to be done. She committed federal acts against me. She leaked privacy about me outside of this clinic. That's automatic grounds for termination. Read her policies, which I've read front and back. I'm not like your average person. I read everything. And what your policy says,
At
what she
least
did.
you're meeting with us. I mean, it's better than the other clinics we used to go to in Texas that would just escort us out.
I mean, if you'd like, I can make a spectacle of this clinic and put you all over the internet. I have a strong following of lawyers, senators, people in Washington that are real adamant about what I post about respectful negligence. Shall I include you to my blog? Is my question, because it's not liable to defamation when somebody's being negligent when criminal acts have happened under their watch. Now, do you want to force my hand on that? Because I can destroy your...
What's the right to do all those things? And that's
Well,
within your...
no, my simple question is how much do you value your livelihood, sir? Do you value it? Apparently you don't. Making the derogatory comments you did to me, you don't.
Well, I hope that they won't.
Well, saying you're going to keep somebody on who violated federal law, violated medical practice laws and all that, see, that's where I might give a judge a call, I know here, and have you be put under a mental health review because no one in the right mind will allow somebody to keep violating their practice laws unless they're just embezzling money out of federal funds. And if I have to prove all that, I see no problem with that. I mean, I have enough to bury her career.
Well,
And you're saying it's okay because she had her hand in killing a child, basically. So
We can't do anything.
you have to figure out she was negligent. This woman right here will even tell you when she saw her file, did Esther at one time see her during her pregnancy?
I don't think she did she?
Okay, no.
Did you make an appointment?
She just told me I was supposed to.
She
I
said
don't-
that
this is
she
my
told her
first
to
pregnancy.
follow
I
up
don't
with
know
Ellie.
anything. I don't
Did
know.
Esther do anything about me my whole time? No, she didn't. She's trying to give me referrals that I had to find. Yeah, but medicine-wise.
Well, she's the one that got you your hepatology pills.
I had to
by the
push
time I saw
that.
you,
But did she give me anything for my other health problems the whole 5 months I was here?
I
No.
think she gave you some medications, maybe not ever. I mean, when you came in,
She
you
didn't-
had a full
She
list.
gave him a medication for his back.
That's it.
because That his back is so messed up,
Yeah.
looks like scoliosis. But that's all she would give him. She threw a fit the moment he asked for allergy meds.
Yeah.
Allergy meds, oh my, such an issue.
I have all
Let's
the,
go
I have
out
all
of
the
the room.
meetings recorded of how she acted, how she treated me. A nice video of her storming out of my appointment and how she treated me. I mean,
I'm not gonna handle this.
I don't have to deal with this. Yeah, you do. I'm your patient. And I'm asking, why are you refusing? Well,
Well, we're not gonna handle her anymore, yeah.
We're not gonna have...
well, I've given you, here's your ultimatum. She either goes or your company's gonna suffer grief.
Well, we're still gonna see Tony and
Yeah,
Eric.
I'm not saying that
We
because
have
I
no
don't
problem.
like her. I'm saying that she messed up and being business-minded since you don't want people like that because it's crippling to your business and what you're, the image you're trying to
And
portray.
he's saying that
If you're gonna let her violate all your policies more than once and throughout all this time and interactions, then y'all should have no right to be in business if you're gonna turn the other
he's
cheek
saying
when
our
somebody
next
is.
step, honey, is
being
to
criminal.
contact the nursing board.
Oh, I'm already on that. They're already aware of it.
The judge or whatever, and
Yeah,
whatever
I've
What
got,
you do to me, that's fine.
if you don't do anything about her career, sir, then you're aiding and abetting her acts. Just keep that in mind.
doesn't have to
You
say
have
that.
knowledge of it and you're allowing it to happen without doing anything to, fix a problem. So that's called aiding and abetting on a federal scale. I guess everybody in SEARHC likes committing federal crimes against disabled and saying that we don't care. Because that's what's relevant right now. My rights are still in violation as we speak.
I do care about you getting medical care.
Yeah.
And-
Well, I care about my disabilities too and the well-being of my mental
It's
health.
getting sorted out. We've
Yeah.
actually got a pain specialist.
But I
for
care about
Eric's
the well-being
pain.
of my mental health, and if she's still here, that affects my mental health and my disability. So if you want to impede on that, that's actually a violation of my rights. You're putting me through more emotional distress and damages I don't need. It's called torture, psychological torture, is the government word for it. So if you'd like to continue to do that by leaving here, by all means, I'll document it every day, take pictures of the vehicle,
What you have
timestamp
to
them.
do, honey.
If y'all don't do anything, that's called felonies against me every day. I'm trying to get myself well, and see, I talked to Aaron, who's my counselor, I see Tony from my physical, but when this is affecting my mental health because of what she did, she don't need to be around me. She shouldn't be, because that's violating my rights by being put in that, where my mind has to be subjected to something it shouldn't have because you're being unreasonable. And that's where it's aiding and abetting.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
It's not how I feel, sir, it's what the law states of relevance.
Okay,
It's not what I feel is a fact.
all right. Well, I'm sorry that that's happening.
I haven't studied law for 20 years from my past life, past my life, to not know what I'm just saying right here.
You've got it
So
done a
I'm-
lot better than I do. So,
Well,
I guess,
I've given you a choice.
Yeah.
Keep her here,
And I
keep
know
her
that.
here, or keep allowing felonies to be committed against me. Is that what you employ here? Because that's not what your policy says. How about I give Dan a call and let him hear you telling me that?
well, you have the right to call them.
I've got his cell phone number, but I don't blame the man, but because of you telling me you're gonna allow something to stay on and violate my rights by doing so, yeah, I think there's a problem.
That's fine. I'm sure.
You're in charge of the clinics on all the islands, yes, right? Okay. That statement made, we have in honor of our child made a paddle, which this Tlingit tribe here is been known for making. I guess they make paddles and design them. We were wondering if we could either hang it in this building or, because that's where it all started here. We lost the child here.
Well,
It's a remembrance paddle. We have it designed specifically for the baby.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't, you wouldn't want to keep that for yourself.
That's what I'm saying, what, we want to put it
With
in
you?
the clinic.
We want to put it where it's part of our,
We want to share with people what's happened to us. That's where we come from. That's how we were raised. Tell a story.
well, I'm not sure about putting in additional artwork.
This place
It's
doesn't have
really,
any.
it's really.
We have
it's
none
a-
here.
It's a neat thing that we're doing now to have the panel.
Because otherwise I was gonna get the landowners say so that
Across
owns
the
the
way.
land across
we
there.
already,
Set
I've
up
been
a
talking to
memorial
them. I'll
spot.
just hang it up across if we can't have it here. And then make it like where people will see it every time they come out.
Because
And no
we
one
have
is there.
a friend that's also been done bad by Esther, and he is,
And I can get
In contact with the man
like
on
several
Saturday.
handfuls of people that yeah. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but how I've seen her doing other people in this
no, we're not
community.
saying Esther's a bad person. We're just saying we don't want other people to go through the exact same
And a
stuff.
lot of other people have, by having it.
And we don't want it to go
And
past us.
around town, Tony's the one talk higher about than Esther.
Yeah, Tony's talked about, my dad
You
doesn't
know,
even know Tony. And he talks like, oh, I've heard nothing but good news about
You
Tony.
know, but you hear about Esther, it's
It's,
bad.
Oh, we don't want to talk about it.
I don't go out
That's
slandering.
what we get.
I don't go out telling people here what happened to us. It's none of their business, but the thing is, people
People will
know.
ask you what doctor you have, you're up at the clinic, oh, what doctor you see? We'll be like, oh, Esther.
I'm here listening to these concerns.
They're not concerns, sir. These are
Concerns
laws.
and complaints.
These are laws that have been violated by SEARHC employees against a disabled man and his wife. It's not a concern. The concern was when I sent the letter in, concerned about what was already being done. Now, when nothing has been resolved, that makes it criminal. It's a fact, a statement of fact. And I'm the kind of guy that documents everything, keeps everything, so I have all my homework done, and I usually get 8 just when calls is all over here. So that's what I have to turn in against SEARHC. And then you're just adding more for me by leaving an unruly employee here who violated multiple SEARHC policies. I believe she passed her three strike,
I think 3 strikes is good in any terminology.
So I guess at this point, I'm not
Quite sure what to
there's a
do.
lot more for us to talk about today,
Mm.
but I do thank you for making the time.
Thank you.
And you have my card, and we'll continue to see Tony and Aaron. And
Just keep in mind, every day I see her video, there's a felony that you're putting, and you're the one now that has knowledge of that.
Yeah.
You sure you want to own that? I don't think you want to own that.
I will. I got it.
You shouldn't have to. To make,
It's
probably
one
resolve
of
the
his
issue.
employees, honey. It's one of his employees. He has to. It falls on him.
Well, when was her last psyche though? No, I don't say that, I mean that. If she isn't getting one, I'll have a judge subpoena her to get one.
I'm not sure there's much more we can accomplish here today, but again,
I'm requesting her to have a psyche though.
We have to have the nurses board do that, honey.
Yeah,
They check
I'll
her
have-
license,
I'll have
they're
the
gonna
right
do all
people do
that.
it.
They're
Yeah.
the ones that do all that.
So, thank you,
Mhm.
and we'll continue the treatment
I see
plan
you
that
at
we've
2
got.
and 3.
Okay,
All right.
all right. Again, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Better than any other clinic we've ever been to.